This is the GoPro Hero HD released in 2009. In this video, I'm going to show you all of the settings, how to navigate the entire settings menu, and what you actually need to worry about settings-wise for 2026. Before we get started, guys, right here, this is a PDF that I made with all of the settings, so go ahead and screenshot that so you won't forget and you'll have it forever. First off, you can notice I have an extra screen on the back. Most of them won't have this, but I do. If you do not have this extra screen, you will need a different case. This is the case. GoPros of this era all required a case like this in order to be mounted. It goes in there like that, and it closes up, and then now you have the GoPro mount in order to mount what you need. Without this case, this GoPro is borderline useless. This case will also work on the GoPro Hero 2, and this case you can find on Amazon for about $10, so they're really not bad. Up next, it takes the old USB charger, USB 2, I believe. This is the cord that was for a PS3 controller or the Wii U controllers. It plugs in right in here, and you can charge the internal battery. You can also buy external batteries and just pop this battery out, put the new battery in. There's a caveat to that though. If you have the date and time settings locked in, if you take the battery out, you will lose your date and time. The other output inputs here, there is actually a headphone jack here. You can plug a microphone directly into the camera. I recently learned that, and I do want to try it eventually, although I do have some newer cameras coming soon. Yes, I am actually using this 2009 camera, and this is the very first camera I've ever used in my life. In general, you turn on the camera by holding down this front button, and the top button is going to be to capture. So we are going to go ahead, we are going to turn it on, and we are going to get into the settings now. How you will navigate the settings, this front button changes the setting. This top button will select it. Right now, it is in video mode. If you press this, it will change the mode. This is on delayed picture mode. Those numbers there, that is how many files you have on the memory card. So if you've taken 5 videos or 5 pictures, it will show it there. And down there, that is the video setting. So it goes from R1 to R5. We will go over that. And that is your battery. On my camera, I have a screen on the back. It will show the battery life there. But like I said, not all cameras have this. That is just regular picture mode. As you see, we'll take a picture. Boom. There you go. Oh, that is time-lapse mode, actually. Let's turn it off. That is how you do time-lapse mode. So since you see the camera blinking, that is time-lapse mode. I will show you how to change the amount of pictures in the time-lapse mode. How you do that in the editing software, I'm not sure. I'm trying to still experiment with it. But it is in time-lapse mode. This is the settings mode. That is still picture mode. That is, it'll take like 5 pictures really quickly mode. And then video, back to video. Now we're going to go into the settings, okay, guys? So this is settings. So to select it, you press the top button. So the very first setting, the settings are confusing, guys. I will put an image on the screen showing all of the settings. Feel free to screenshot that, and if you don't need to watch anymore, that's fine with me, okay? This is single button mode. And for me, if you're going to be riding a motorcycle, I always have this on. If you're going to be motorcycling, I would have this on. But single button mode, this makes it so when you turn the camera on, it will automatically start filming or it will start time-lapsing. That is what it will do. And it will do that until you turn the camera off. I find that very useful for when it's on your helmet. You can just turn the power on and you know what's going. So since we don't need to change it, because I'm going to keep this one off, this one's not on my helmet, this one is on my dash, we're going to press this and go to the next setting. So this is the default mode. So when you power on your machine, what mode will it be on? If you're on single button mode, this setting is extremely important. If you're on single button mode, you turn this on, this will change whether it's going to time lapse, whether it's going to film, whatever it's going to do. Of course, I have it set for film because I don't know who's taking pictures with a 2009 GoPro. But yes, this is film. If we're going to go ahead and go through the rest, this is picture mode. When you turn it on, it'll start with picture mode. This will be triple shot mode. And this will be picture every 5 seconds mode. So that is your time lapse. So we're going to keep it on film. The next setting is the resolution settings. It goes from R1 to R5, and there are 5 resolutions. I will put them on the screen now. Your GoPro on the back will also show them right there. Modern day, you really need that 1080 for it to be super useful. On the motorcycle, I do the 1080 30, but there may be cases you want to do the 720 by 60 if you want that frame rate. And this is how you go through that. Again, you push the top button to change. I'm going to keep mine on R5 because I want that 1080. This setting is fairly niche and it really doesn't need to be touched at all. This is for just normal lighting. This one here is going to be if you're recording somewhere dark out to somewhere light. I really don't know when you would ever use that. Maybe in a cave, who knows. This is orientation. If you're going to have it mounted somewhere where it's going to be upside down, that is upside down, that is right side up. It will flip it for you. This here, if you connect this to a TV, whether there's a live feed or not, so you can connect it to a TV and then like see it live through the camera. I really don't know who's doing that in 2026 with a 17-year-old GoPro, but that is that. That's off and that's on. I don't know if I'll ever use that. This next one is also for the camera connected to the TV. This makes it so you can like see the camera settings on the TV. I don't know who's ever going to use that in 2026 once again. This is just so you guys know. So when you guys are scrolling through these settings, you guys can know what's actually useful, what's actually not. This is for time lapse. How often is a picture going to be taken for the time lapse? I actually don't want it set for 1. I think I'm going to set it for 5. It depends on how long you are going to time lapse something for. It will change what you're going to need this to be set on. So we're going to go to the next. It goes all the way up to 1 minute. Yellow, this is the blinking light. Do you want it on? Do you want it off? I have it on just so I know. Next up, this is the beeping sound. I have noise cancellation mode on my microphone, so you may not be hearing the beeping. Believe it or not, I like the beeping because if it's on the side of your helmet, I like to be able to know that I actually turned it on because you don't want to be down the road and find out you didn't actually record anything because this little screen seeing like the blinking gray, it's kind of hard to tell whether you're actually recording, especially in sunlight. So the beeping is very useful. This next setting, I am not actually sure what this does. Go ahead, I'm gonna put some text on the screen if I find out. But it goes to NFC to PAL, and I am not sure what that means exactly. The guide I looked at did not show this. This will delete the last file. So if you are out and your memory card is full, mind you, this takes a standard SD 32 gig max, which is about 6 hours of recording footage on the original GoPro Hero HD. So that is pretty good. But if you're out and about and you're full and you need to delete your last recorded item, you can tap the top and then it'll blink. You tap the top again and then it'll delete it. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can actually do that. Blink, and now we're going to click it again. And that should have deleted the last picture that I took. This will delete the entire memory card and it will format it for you. This is just kind of useful if you're not near a computer and if you're recording out and about somewhere. If you double press on this, you can actually format the entire SD card as well. Up next, this is a sleep timer, super useful. This battery is only going to last about an hour for recording. So if you're not recording, you want it to turn off. This is how many seconds it will take for it to turn off if you are not doing anything. This is the sleep timer for the special screen on the back. On and off means it will have a 1-minute sleep timer or it will not have a 1-minute sleep timer. Next up, this is the date. My date is already set, but we can press on the top. Let's change the date, year 2026. If you want to change the year, you will tap on the top repeatedly. So we're going to go to the month. This is a month, it's February. You will tap on the top button to change the month. You're going to need to go all the way around. This is a day, it is the 4th. You can press on this to change the day. The date is actually very useful, especially when you're recording with 2 cameras and you load them into your computer. It's good to know when things were taken at the same time. It's very useful, actually, or else it'll think it was taken in January of 2009. And this is the hour, 15. Let's change this. Let's make it 4 o'clock. It's a 24-hour clock. And now we're going to go back. 03. I'm not actually sure what that. There we go. And escape. Escape is how you get out of the settings menu. And here we go. We are ready to record. In conclusion, especially if you're going to be motovlogging, if you're using this old camera in 2026, the only settings you need to care about is your picture settings and single button mode, and maybe the beeping, and honestly, that's it. Like, there isn't really anything else you'll need to be doing on this. So as long as you have your picture mode set the way you want it, and you have it default coming up in the mode you want it, you should be fine. For a camera this old, what are you really going to be using it for in 2026? Anything you want, but like I said, I doubt most people are going to be taking pictures with it, and I highly doubt people are going to be like connecting it to your TV. So there are a lot of settings in there, and it seems complicated at first, but most of them are not needed to be used, and most of them are rarely going to be changed out. So thank you guys for watching. I do have a GoPro Hero 2 coming. I'm going to make a full review and tutorial on that. I'm also going to make a video comparing the two because I think it sounds fun. I have a GoPro Hero 5 session on its way, and I am very excited to start getting some, higher quality camera footage with that. So I mostly make motorcycle videos, but if you guys are also interested in some of these old cameras and how I'm starting to make motorcycle videos on a budget, because I got the Hero 2 for only 17 bucks. If you guys are interested in that, please go ahead and subscribe. It would mean a lot. I'm going to have more tutorials and videos on their way. Thank you very much.